Okay.
After the war, we came here, our 4 girls, at the boarding school. And I had a number, and my number was number 49. Stop it, girls.
That was for bath time?
Oh, at
You took a bath on Saturday, and your number...
On Saturday morning, we had to all take a bath.
So you were number 49 to take a bath.
I was number 49 to take a bath. And after that, we had to go upstairs in the dorm to change our clothes, and our clothes were on the bed, and we could just change our clothes. But one thing I hated the most about the clothes is about our underwear. Our underwear had buttons on the side, and in order to go to the bathroom, we had to remove that stupid underwear with all the buttons. And you know, when you are in a little girl, you are always in a hurry.
Now, what happened there with the flat wood wagon? Sister Paul would take you out begging?
Generally, they would ask me to go on once in a while on the Thursday, the day that we were off from school, to go, and one sister with Sister Paul, we had to go and get some meat from the butcher shop, free of charge, of course. And of course, they picked me up to do it, and we had to go on a flat wagon on the to get the meat, and the wagon would be on the stones. And I hated it because everybody was looking at us, wondering what was all that noise about. So finally we arrived at the butcher shop with the Sister Paul, and they would give me some lungs, you know, from the beef.
Just generic animal lungs?
Yeah, generic, and they would put that on the wagon, and then we would come back to the sisters' house, to the boarding school, and the meat would be trembling and on a cobblestone, and it was a terrible sight, I have to tell you, and I hated it.
At the end of this begging session, your reward was?
Oh, no, then we had to go another time to the something's market, and the sister would go there to beg, and Sister Paul would be with me, and she would be always doing this and doing that, and she would ask me to do it, and I would refuse to do that. I couldn't beg. But at the end of the begging session, I would say, she would give us she would take us to manufacturing to get some cookies. That was the best part of the deal.
What about the root cellar, the basement root cellar, and the crazy lady?
Oh, when I was finished, of course, I would be kitchen duty. And one day, the Sister Esther, asked me to go with Marguerite Trimouille, she was a little bit cuckoo, to go downstairs to get the potatoes. And I didn't want to go because I was afraid of this lady, Marguerite Trimouille. And so finally we go together with a big bag of potatoes and come back to the kitchen with it. So
now, I want to ask about this, the galoshes, the annual hunt for shoes.
Every year we had to change our shoes because our feet will grow bigger, of course. And we'll go in the attic to get the shoes. And there will be hundreds of shoes. And those galoshes were big and not very nice looking, but we had to try them all and see which one would fit us the best. So that was the springtime of the galoshes.
Now, on Sunday, every day you had to go to Mass and so on?
Yeah, every day we had to get up and at 6:30 go to Mass. And during summer it was kind of nice, but during winter I hated it because it would be so cold in the chapel.
The confession time was?
And the confession time was every Friday after 4 o'clock, after the school day, and we would go in a little confessional and say our sins.
This is the chapel behind you. It's a historical thing, but this wasn't built until after it all was demolished.
No, it wasn't built. Well, it was built before the war, but it's a modern, very modern chapel.
The crosses on the side are special stained glass windows?
Right.
And this tree was your punishment tree.
This tree was the tree where I hated the most, because one day it was during the I stopped.
That was on your communion day?
It was on my communion day, and that day I was always in a hurry and running, and my veil caught on the bed, and I destroyed the veil. Big, huge hole.
You were taking a shortcut.
Yeah, and the sister, to punish me, Sœur Marie du Christ, of course, to punish me, she said, okay, now we have to do something drastic. So they took a big potato sack and put it on me and attached me to that tree to punish me. And so like that, all the girls would see, you know, what you do, bad things with your clothes, you are punished.
Did you ever have to wear a bonnet, Dan?
No, I would never wear a bonnet, Dan, because I was a good student.
And you had DP-style uniforms every time you went somewhere? You had to wear uniforms?
Yeah, every time we were going, every Thursday, the day off school, we had to wear a uniform and go for a little walk, either to the woods or to a park.
What's this about a spoonful of sweet rice?
Oh, my mother would come and visit us, say, twice a month, and she would make a casserole of rice, and she would feed us. Maybe 1 spoon of each girl would have a taste of rice, and the rice was so wonderful.
And now this is the courtyard here, but there's nothing left of the original courtyard, really.
No.
And on the other side over there, we see some old roofs of something. Some old building there, but everything was destroyed, huh?
It was a manufacturing.
The only thing left are these 2 trees.
These 2 trees and the chapel.
At Christmas time, you had a big bench out here somewhere in the courtyard?
A big bench?
Yeah, if you put your shoes for Christmas?
Oh no, that was inside of the preo.
Oh, that was inside the priory. Okay.
Yeah,
and you would get actually a gift.
Yeah, the sister would put our shoes on a bench, you know, hundreds of shoes, of course, on the girls, and would put a toy inside of the shoes. And one day I got a teddy bear, and another time I got a box for knitting.
It's the old sewing things, huh? Every year there was an annual play.
Yeah, every year was an annual play, and of course the sister thought I had a deep voice, so they always play a man or a boy, and I was not too good at it.
Butch Bogart. Huh?
Yeah.
Your haircut was about this area here?
Yeah,
you used to get
behind those pine trees.
It was your
annual haircut
shoe
and
repair.
shoe repairs.
Yeah. Now, you had to restore your mattresses annually?
Oh, annually we had to card the
wool.
The wool inside of the bed, and they used to be inside here in the court, and we would card all day long.
And you'd restuff the wool mattresses.
The wool mattresses, and I think that the sister helped us with that one.
In summertime, you had something gross that would occur too. The convent in Criquebuff in Normandy.
Every summer we had to go to the sea. At Criquebuff, and that would be more like a big house.
Cutting eels?
Oh,
that sounds pretty icky.
I was always kitchen duties, and for that I had to cut the fish into little portions, and also...
those were eels, though.
For the eels, but other fish I had to remove the scales, and I didn't like
I didn't understand about the milk at midnight.
Oh, and the sister Esther, which I like very much, she used to take me at night under the moon, I remember, to get some milk at the next door farm.
What about the radiator of hell?
Oh, the radiator hell would be in this place here. And in a refectory, we used to have, of course, they used to give us carrots and vegetables I didn't like. So I would take the carrots and put everything behind the
Did you hide the chard?
radiators, and also the chards, and what else?
Well, you had Navy surplus sauerkraut,
We had
right?
Navy
Coming out of
sauerkraut.
your ears.
Yeah,
Right.
sauerkraut, and also peanut butter from
Army
the
surplus.
Americans.
Yeah, Army
And-
surplus peanut butter.
Right,
Yeah.
and that I really like the.
And your
peanut
favorite
butter.
was cod liver oil.
Oh, I didn't like cod liver oil
And what about
because
the-
they forced us to drink it. I would rush to the toilet and just spit it out.
What about the goat spoiled cheese? Or
And also
icky?
goat spoiled cheese after the war, of course.
you would spend a lot of time picking stones out of lentils?
Oh yeah, and I was always Swedish because I was too much of a tomboy, and they would send me duty in the kitchen duties, and the sister Esther will give me lentils to remove the stone from it, and that would be my duty for about a couple of hours.
But waxing the stairs up and down the stairways and
Also,
dorms, that wasn't
we-
punishment.
No, that was not a punishment. It was our work.
You had to
Every
wax.
3 months
Yeah.
we had to do some duties, any kind of duties. Me, I was always waxing the stairways or the dorms. And I kind of like it because we used to slice and slide and slide and sing with my twin sister. And I kind of like that.
And after all is said and done, with all of the discipline and all of that stuff, you ended up having actually a place of honor?
Yeah, I was the first girl to come out with the first prize of the
Paris?
of Paris diocese, and the sisters were amazed because I came first out of all the girls
In what?
in religious how do you say?
Religious studies?
Religious
You were
studies.
number one in Paris.
I was number one in Paris, and
But they...
after that, Mère Lydie, who was the sister, she said, "Yeah, now I can believe that this girl is very smart. Then I might be a tomboy, but I was smart."
Let's see. Oh yeah, I remembered galoshes too. We used to shovel snow with galoshes. That's actually an English word too.
Yeah,
Galoche. Oh yeah,
galoche.
you had free time though on Thursdays, and that's when you would go on hikes.
Yes.
But if it rained, you'd be out here in this courtyard somewhere?
We go right in a préau.
Where would that be? About
the
here?
préau would be around here,
Yeah.
next to the chapel.
They had old movies?
And we had old movies. They would show movies like cartoons from Tom and Jerry, and also Charlie Chaplin. And sometimes I would be punished but sneak back in and look at the movies anyway.
All right, let me see. Oh, you talked about Gregorian chant, did you?
Yeah, when we went to the church, you should have taken a picture of there. We go and on 4 o'clock
I took a
every,
picture in the
at
that
4
was
o'clock every day we had chant or chant, and we would just sing even in Gregorian, and I was not too good at it because my voice was too deep.
And this discipline paid off handsomely when it was time for you to raise your own children, right?
Oh yes, my children think I'm too disciplined, and so that's where I was raised.
Then there was no insects or bugs here?
No, I don't remember any insects.
But there were spiders.
Oh, spiders. Well, spiders everywhere, you know.
Okay, did you hear that, Leah? There were some spiders here. Where were they, in the basement?
No, they were under the crawl space.
What did you do in a crawl space?
To look for costume for when we had plays.
When you had your annual plays.
Yeah, props and...
okay, well,
like
thanks. This is now owned by a Polish group, but it used to be a Sisters of... Franciscan Sisters of Charity or something?
Immaculée Conception.
Oh, Immaculate Conception. But it was bought by the Vatican or the Pope.
No, Jean-Paul II.
Jean-Paul II. And now it's Polish students.
Yeah.
Okay, and priests. Okay. Thank you.